This was not the plan. We were supposed to be towing our RV to Quartzsite with our own truck. We have no truck. If you've been following along, you know we were actively trying to buy a tow vehicle. The problem is truck shopping takes time and Quartzsite opening weekend doesn't wait. So the opening weekend of the Quartzsite RV Show, it's kind of a big deal. Vendors, people, energy, and if you miss it, you miss a lot of what makes Quartzsite Quartzsite. So we had to make a decision. Stay home and miss it, or get creative. You know what we did? We got creative.
At this point, I did not know exactly what kind of truck we were getting. I did not see a truck outside that was ready to go. So as we walked in, my eyes, when we came around the corner, I knew I was getting a 3500 Chevy. Didn't know if it was short box, long box. Coming around the corner, we ended up seeing a beautiful dually.
All right, so we just are up here getting the rental truck. Right here's what we ended up with. Dually. It's gonna have these huge stickers on the side, so no surprise what we're gonna be doing. But right here's what we're renting. It is a 3500 HD dually diesel. So it's gonna be like your 10-speed thing like that. But yes, that is what we got right now, is the Duramax diesel dually 3500. But we're getting things switched over from the Maverick to this, and then we're gonna head back home, get the hitch in, and try to get on the road tomorrow.
So the pickup we got came with a gooseneck prep, but it did not have a ball that came with it or a fifth wheel plate. So we ended up stopping at Fleet Farm as they had two in stock. They had a Kurt system for a Chevy, Ford, Nissan, and a Ram. We picked up the Chevy, Ford, Nissan ball because, well, that's what we had. Well, foreshadowing, probably should have gotten the Ram. All right, we got the ball system. We are heading out. We're going to give it a try. It's supposed to be the OEM Chevy, Ford, Nissan Puck system. We're heading to the Enterprise Chariot. So guys, bad news, look at this. This is the case that they had available. It wasn't one that was only one they had. So this is how we ended up getting that. But this right here is the Kurt gooseneck adapter. We're gonna try and put this in up here and see if this works. Should go. Guys, right there, the ball's in. It's ready to go. We're making one step, well, second step. First step pickup, second step ball. So we're checking boxes off our list. Truck first, ball second. Now all I had to do was throw this blue ox on the hitch, tighten it up to the torque specs, and away we'd hook up JD. Well, we ended up finding out that the ball that we bought at Fleet Farm, well, wasn't the right ball. So we got the first step done. We got this placed over the ball with the pins in it, so it's not gonna go anywhere. And now I gotta torque this down. We're gonna see how low we can make this, because this pickup box, new pickups, why do you gotta be so stinking tall in the back? But this will allow us to put the gooseneck hitch probably right about here. I might try to get it down a little bit. We'll see. All right, we just got back from going to Sioux City and picking up the different ball. This is the ball that came in that Kurt OEM thing. Taking that one back. That's too tall. That neck right there, too tall. It's way too tall. So we're gonna go over here and I'll show you the neck on this other one that we got. The neck on that one right there is the ball that we got. That's for a Ram. The neck on it's shorter. You can see the neck right here, super big. The neck on that is a lot shorter. So that thing is kind of like nailed down right there, just with me tightening the bolt up on top. So 45 foot-pounds up there, and then I've got my 19 millimeter sitting up in there. Gonna tighten the bolts on the back. Starting to get a little more real. Windy again in Nebraska, but we got the rental pickup hooked up to JD using the hitch. The ball made all the difference. So we thought we'd put a camera in the back of JD since we never got to do a shakedown trip. Instead, our shakedown trip is actually a 3,500 mile shakedown trip. So we wanted to see what condition things were gonna look like once we got to town. So from the farm to town to load things, we threw that camera in the back, and well, it's a perpetual earthquake back there.
right, we are partway into day one of traveling. Planned on leaving early 30 this morning, got left at noon because we had some last minute things we were doing. But JD's doing great, the pickup's doing great. We're trying to get to Southwest Kansas tonight. So right here, JD over my shoulder, looking great, making progress. Hey Sarah, what do you think? First day travel. So guys, we just pulled into our boondock thing, and yeah, like I said, we're just walking the dog, walking Goldie and letting her go potty. We got everything set up here. We don't know what it's gonna look like in the daylight, but it looks like a cornfield here. Looks very much like Nebraska right here. But we got the rig set up right here, and yeah, like I said, we are plugged in. This place has some power that we can use, and also some water, which we weren't able to use because I don't have a long enough hose right now. But yes, this is what where we're parked right now tonight. This is what you get to see. Looks like Nebraska, but in Kansas. So we're literally breaking every boondocking rule. You're not supposed to arrive at your destination after dark. You're not supposed to travel more than a couple hundred miles a day. Well, day one was around 500 miles. Day two ended up being close to 700 miles. And we ended up going through Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and ended up in Arizona for the night. So part of the conundrum that we run into coming from Nebraska to a warmer climate is when JD was in Nebraska, he was winterized, hence winter. But as we got into warmer climates, we needed to figure out when we could add water, but also when it wouldn't start freezing. Fuel at a truck stop, and this right here, I ended up forgetting to turn the valve off on the outside shower. So when I kicked the water in this morning and we turned the pump on, there's just a geyser coming out of there. Also found out that I'd accidentally clipped the wires for the water heater in my wire weight reduction system that I was doing by getting rid of all the speaker wires. So we just entered New Mexico. We left Texas. Sarah did not get the sign. So here, land of enchantment. Whoop, whoop. That's it.
That's all you got for me.
Yeah. Albuquerque by morning. Up from Santa Fe.
Maybe I'll go back to filming the dog.
Good morning from beautiful Holbrook, Arizona. We spent the night here last night at a Boondocker's Welcome that we came across on Harvest Host. Nice looking facility here. Has a nice flat level spot right here for RVs to park on, so they can take some pretty good sized rigs in here. You have a corner right here that you make to come in. Coming in off the road, you just come straight. There's an old Alice Chalmers tractor parked down there. You come in, just drive straight down the lane, come down, turn, and then there's a big area right here that you can turn around in. Did run the generator last night, which was just great. Like I said, did perfect. We had to run the furnace because it got down to it's like 17 last night or 18. So we ran the furnace all night. JD's doing great. Pull vehicle's doing great. The host here has some cattle. They've got some chickens. They got some goats and things like that. And so, but yeah, we're just spending the night and then we're moving on. As you can see, we didn't even unhook the pickup. Oh no, did it just blow a head gasket? Is that why it's blowing all this white smoke? Nah, it's just 22 degrees out. Just cold, just cold. Have a bite of the burrito.
So we're doing food reviews now on gas station food because we're like so late as we're coming into Quartzsite. We're not even close to Quartzsite. So this is, what is it?
A Maverick bacon burrito.
So here we go. Is this going to be a 5-star or not?
It's got real bacon in it, guys. That's good. I give it a 3. It needs a sauce.
I like the bacon. And the rest can, whatever.
We're on the road again. We are headed to Quartzsite today. Today should be the last travel day. So in our last 3 days, we did just under 500 miles the first day. We did just under 600 or 700 miles yesterday. And today should be around 400 miles. So it's going to be a short, nice, just a hop, skip, and a jump is what we're doing today. We're getting some fuel before we get to Flagstaff. There was the 2 routes that you could go when you looked up Google. One was Phoenix, one was like down south through Phoenix from Holbrook, because that's where we stayed last night, and the other one was up through Flagstaff. We're taking the Flagstaff route because Sarah was looking up reviews and things like that, and it seemed like Flagstaff maybe had, yes, either way we're gonna have to be going up and down some mountains, but Flagstaff sounded like it had a big pull, and then it's longer pulls down, or longer downhills. I don't know, we'll find out. It's straighter. She just told me it's straighter too, supposedly. We'll find out if the reviews are correct. Positive thing is the rental truck has an exhaust brake, so that is going to be a nice benefit to that. Coming into Albuquerque, the exhaust brake was doing its thing. Didn't really budge from the miles per hour on the speedometer at all, so that was kind of nice. I know that's not like a 10% grade or anything like that, but it did a good job. So I'm excited, not excited. I'm nervously optimistic that it's going to be fine. We just ended pulling out of Holbrook. We ended up finding like the biggest dip in the world to try to pull through, but then we decided not to, so we backed up and went through an alley. Then we encountered a low line, which we averted by turning in another alley and then cutting through a parking lot, and then turning around and going back the way, and missed a pull by that far. So we are on our way from Holbrook. We are going to get some diesel fuel right here in this next town, exit 253, and then we will proceed on. How much thing's gonna take? It won't take that much. Well, 20 gallons. There it is, $75. We are headed down a 6% grade here for the next 4 miles, it says. So we're in a lower gear. I slowed down a couple miles an hour just so that it
So while day 3 was our shortest driving day, we still arrived after dark because we had to keep that trend alive. Luckily, we had Joseph and Kaylin there to help guide us in and make sure that we didn't cause any damage to JD or the rental rig. So tune in next week as we will cover more of the actual RV show. We'll cover some of the booths that were there, some of the people we talked to. So thanks for following, thanks for watching, and remember to comment, like, and subscribe.
Did it touch? Did it touch or is it good?
It touched, but it didn't put pressure.